Welcome to Final Countdown every single Wednesday, 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. I enjoy coming live to you every Wednesday to talk about final expenses, to talk about life insurance, to talk about getting you in front of people, to help those final expense life insurance agents, those term life insurance agents, those mortgage protection life insurance agents, whatever it is, get in front of more people. I'm Cody Askins with Secure Agent Mentor and SecureAgentMentor.com. If you haven't checked out our website, shame on you. You got to check it out. It's awesome. We've got a good site with a ton of great content. I'm in the middle of my 100-day challenge. We have actually behind the scenes building a robust, super crazy expensive website as we speak. But today we're going to talk about challenges, obstacles that agents face when they're trying to make money, make sales, get in front of people. Some of the biggest challenges and obstacles are, the first one I always think about, if we do them in kind of a chain, I always think about call reluctance. The biggest obstacle agents have is the internal fear that they are afraid to pick up the phone. As a new agent, you ought to be picking up the phone about 14 hours a week, calling some new leads, unless you have plenty of money for a ton of leads and an appointment setter. But otherwise, you need a decent amount of new leads, like 20 new leads. You need some, you can throw in some aged leads. You can throw in some cold leads, whatever. But at the end of the day, you need to be picking up that phone 14 hours a week. Should have said a day. No, 14 hours a week, about an hour in the morning, about an hour at night, about 7 days a week. If you do that, the math will come out that, hey, I'm going to set 15 appointments. I'm going to end up seeing like 9 or 10, worst case scenario, and I'm going to actually end up selling 3 to 5 or more. But at the end of the day, if you want to be a successful agent and run that many appointments and see that many people and make that many sales and make your $1,500, $2,000 every week and pull off 70, 80, 90, 100K your first year or every year or more, you've got to put in the work. And if you're scared of the phone, then divvy it up. Make it a part of your schedule. And then tell yourself, if I don't do this, I've got to go run 6 miles, something stupid. Or if you just care about succeeding, and if you're serious, and if you're obsessed like I am, then you'll just do it, and it won't matter what the consequence is. Because the consequence is bigger than running 6 miles. It's failure. It's being a loser. It's not making it. It's being a statistic. It's being one of the 92% that fail. If you want to be an 8%er, pick up the phone. You want to be an 8%er, see enough people. You want to be an 8%er, focus on improving your sales skills, your relationship building skills, your value proposition skills. Another challenge and obstacle agents struggle with is people standing them up or no-showing them, or as the bankers life agents like to call it, porching them. Whatever it is, at the end of the day, you have to be able to understand that that is part of the business. Yes, there's some small things you can do to eliminate some of that. Like, hey, let me confirm your address. Would there be any reason short of a nuclear bomb why you wouldn't be at this appointment Thursday at 2? Or, hey, I'm going to put this on my calendar. Let's put it on your calendar too. Do you put it on a fridge, in a calendar? You write it down? How do you record your important appointments? Just focus on doing as much as you can. At the end of the day, they've still got to show up. They still got to be there. They still got to remember. And so if they're not, you move on. That's why you set 15 so that you can run that 9, 10, 11, 12 appointments, because you need to be running that many so that you can sell 3 to 5 or more. But if you're not calling and setting appointments and understanding that you will get stood up sometimes, then it doesn't matter. It won't happen. Challenges are going to happen. What matters is how you handle them as an insurance agent. You need to be positive, understand that they will happen, and just focus on overcoming them. And sometimes you can't even overcome them. Sometimes you got to roll with the punches. You get knocked down, and you just get back up. We're going to go to break. I'm going to knock you down. You're going to stick around for part 2. I'll be right back. countdown. Thanks for sticking around for part 2. Every Wednesday live at 3, we drop some knowledge. For those who are just joining us live, hey, I'm Cody with Secure Agent Mentor, secureagentmentor.com. Today we're talking about overcoming challenges, overcoming objections, overcoming those obstacles that agents struggle with overcoming, like picking up the freaking phone. Like realizing that you have to set more appointments because some will stand you up or port you. Don't let that affect you mentally. I know a ton of agents that are like, hey, I set 5 appointments this week and 3 of them stood me up. Well, you're dealing with such small numbers that if 1 or 2 people screw you, you end up with a even smaller number, and then with 2 appointments, you may make a sale, you may not. You may only make 1, you may make none. When you're dealing with small numbers, there's a lot more variance than when you're dealing with larger numbers. When you deal with larger numbers, you're going to still see the average percentage that you need, no matter what happens. When you say, hey, I want to set 15, I want to see 10, and out of those, I'm probably going to sell about 3 to 5 policies. If you're experienced, you'll probably sell a little more. But at the end of the day, I know about 99% of insurance agents in the industry would absolutely kill for 5 policies per week, 3 policies per week. Because you think about it, most agents aren't doing 100 apps per year. They're not. It's not a lot. I'm gonna do about 100, 150 apps in this 100-day challenge in 100 days, 100% by phone, not even calling on a lot of Saturdays and Sundays. But I realize that I've got to talk to a lot of people to make that happen. I've got to pump my activity up to make sure that I've got enough activity so that that happens. So whatever I'm looking to accomplish, the activity is there. If you think that to set 15 appointments, that you need to call 2 hours, call 20 and watch what happens. You'll never, eventually you start calling 20 hours a week, like 3 hours a day, 7 days a week, 2 hours on Sundays, whatever. You start doing that, before long, you won't have time to call 20 hours anymore because you got so many appointments. Pump up your activity. Don't worry about the people that stand you up, port you, no-show you, whatever. That's part of the business. That will happen. But don't let that psychologically or mentally affect you. Just realize, hey, I got through that one. I'm closer to making a sale because it's a numbers game. Realize, hey, I've seen 3 and I haven't made a sale. If you keep seeing them, you'll make a sale here in the next few appointments. It's just going to happen. That's how this business works. But if you're negative, if you don't think positive, if you don't realize that I've got to pick up the phone and eliminate call reluctance, get rid of the fear, focus on what the phone gets you, not on whether you enjoy the phone or not. Personally, cold calling leads, whatever, it's not my favorite thing in the world. Wow, shocker, believe it or not. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's a means to an end. And for me to be a freak, to be successful, and to freaking kill it, it's part of what I've got to do. For me to have a new, nice, big house, that new car that you want, that vacation that you want to take your family on, that part-time job that you're trying to get rid of because you want this to be your full-time career. Pick up the phone, start dialing, and those things will cease to exist. You can accomplish anything if you just put enough focus on doing what you know that you already need to do. There will be challenges. There will be obstacles. There will be objections. Roll with the punches. It's a part of the business. Stay positive. Don't let it affect you. Don't turn negative like a lot of these vets in the industry that are just let all this stuff affect them and they just end up being super negative and whiny and complain a lot and make a lot of excuses because they've had 20 years of negativity on their shoulders. Don't even think about it. It's part of the business. It's going to happen. Just let it roll off. Final countdown, every Wednesday live at 3. I love coming to you guys. I love hanging out with you. I love talking with you. I love dropping some truth bombs on you so that you realize what's possible, what's not possible, what you need to do, what you don't need to do, And what you need to do is pick up the freaking phone. Have a incredible rest of your week. Make calls, see people, make sales. It's not rocket science. But if you're scared of the phone, pick it up more. And eventually you'll realize that that phone gets me that house. And I want that house. So I'm going to pick up that phone. Have a great rest of your week. Awesome weekend. Pick up the phone. See you next week.